divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell. Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. And the best part is you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the app now and use code BET1580 to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. That's code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trains certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
It's raining in Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Mornings are better with Wake Up Call with Tony and Ron. Weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is here. What the hell? We got you guys on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I just, what the hell is, not that Ralph is here. He's here, often. It's just today, it was visually confusing.
Yes.
Most of the time it's audio confusion. It's visual confusion right now because he showed up wearing a, I don't know where he got it, a Cardinals hat and a Diamondbacks t-shirt.
Yeah. So before we get started, I need to pledge my allegiance to Randy today.
What?
I'm here to support Randy and his teams because I feel like he's being tortured the last few weeks. And I am part of the Red Sea today,
Uh-huh.
and part of the Diamondback Nation or whatever they are in
Look at
support
you.
for Randy.
No, see, here's what it is. I just
What?
figured it out.
What?
I just figured it out.
Hmm.
I just took a look. Randy, you know who you're playing in fantasy football this week, right? You're playing Ralph. He's the wise guys.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And so he's just trying to get some good karma
Oh, he's trying to butter me up. Is
to
that
try
what it
to
is?
try to
I'm gonna
win
I'm gonna butter you up.
because he knows his team is booty. And
No, they're not.
You've got the number 1 team in the Premier League
Ah,
right now.
Well,
You are 2-0. He is 0 everything.
Well, that'll change.
Okay. All right. You're not playing Keon this week. You're playing me.
Wow.
Sort of collateral damage out there. Just-
Just
and it's in
I don't
bystander.
understand why my name came up.
It's like a drive-by where they chose another person.
Everybody knows Keon is bye week. Isn't that what Berg says?
That's
I mean,
that's what Berg says. People
Wow.
believe
Says it.
Berg's propaganda so hard
Yeah.
that you would think I didn't win any games last
well,
year.
I mean, you haven't done a video, eating a hot dog to support.
and that's
Berg.
why
It's,
you see
that
Berg,
could be the
Berg is
karma.
out here spreading this absolute propaganda.
You
But
know
I'm
what,
not eating
guys?
anything.
You
Not
know
eating
what, guys?
anything.
I'm looking at 2 examples of karma.
Huh.
One example of karma, Ralph coming in, buttering up Randy, trying to get the good vibes going there. And he very well might win. Keon,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
didn't eat the hot dog with the ketchup on it on the video for Berg, suddenly he's not in the Premier League right now. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
saying,
it
there
wasn't.
could be a
Wait, hold on.
connection.
It wasn't
be.
sudden, and
You're right,
also
Jeff,
you
go.
asked me if I wouldn't
I
mind
thought it was
leaving.
sudden.
I thought it was fair, and I
what?
volunteered to go. What are
Well,
we talking about?
Mathematically,
Mathematically, but no,
What do
there
you
was
mean
no rule like that before the season
volunteer?
started,
well,
and
there's a rule now.
I agreed.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
don't get
the
mad, 'cause
rules
I'm
now.
next.
But
I'm next.
I agreed to it. That like
I'm next.
because
Yeah.
there wasn't a rule, you asked me.
What?
Is
It's
that
kinda
something?
thing where they say, "Listen,
Yes.
we're gonna fire you, but we'll go ahead and let you say you resigned." You know that you
That's
get that.
all. Well, then I
That's
wish I hadn't said yes. I thought I was being a good person.
That's actually happened.
Wow, no, wow. This
You
this
should
makes
have
this in retrospect. This makes
Clawed and screamed
you-
and swore your way out as we drug you to
Yeah,
over
you know,
league. What is it, league
I
2?
mean, listen, if I
Yeah.
knew that that's what actually was happening, and you actually were asking me a question, yeah, I would have
Huh.
actually just dug my heels
don't-
in and made
I
it as
don't recall
miserable as miserable as humanly
asking.
possible.
I didn't recall
Yes,
that at
we had
all.
a whole conversation. You were also here.
I was.
I was not suddenly in
Randy doesn't remember anything.
League 2.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well,
We-
listen, remember that.
What?
Keon is coming back, and I
Yeah.
think I'm the one that is going out because right now the
Yeah.
bottom of the Premier League is taken up exclusively by me and Ralph.
But wait,
Well,
wait,
I
wait.
mean,
We are
I
at
think
the
it-
bottom.
I think Ralph is number 1 at the bottom.
Yeah,
and,
he's
and you're
yeah.
above him. So
He has a 0% winning average.
Well, I mean, I scored 140 something points last week, but
No,
yeah.
no
You know,
wins. No
I
wins.
lost.
Mm,
The
That's a
first
damn
thing in
shame.
the standings is wins and losses. The second one is the point standings. And right
Mm.
now, at the very tippy top of the point standings, it's Randy White.
And what is your
And-
points?
Mine is probably at the very bottom.
Okay.
I have 203 points, but I have 240 points again me. But somehow I still managed to have 1 win. You, to be fair, have 278 points against you
So
and 220 points for,
Right.
which just means you're in third place from the bottom for points.
So, Ralph, you think that by wearing this hat and shirt, this paraphernalia, which I don't know where you got it. By the way, I before I logged on today, I felt like a disturbance in the force. But you feel like wearing this is going to somehow give you some sort of edge?
Well, first of all, the back scratcher in your hand is scaring me a little bit. Just so you know, I'm not sure
You
where
get
that's
used
going.
to
I remember my mom with the wooden spoons, and I'm getting flashbacks.
Mm.
So I'm just saying.
little PTSD there.
No, I was actually just trying to be generous today and supporting your teams because you've had a bad run and it ain't going
Yeah.
to get any better. So I wanted to be there for you.
I don't. Maybe you didn't check the latest standings. You know, the Diamondbacks are going to the postseason.
Well, not yet.
So far.
So far. Yes, they
Well,
are. They're going.
fight, yeah.
Absolutely. They're going to win every game the rest of the season.
Well,
I don't trust this
I
at
mean,
all.
I have nothing to
Just
say to
feels-
that.
just feels
Bill.
Cardinals are going to win this week and next week and the week
Oh,
after.
you already read my script for later on in the show
Oh.
during my pick. Is that it? I
I'm
see.
going to pick them.
I don't believe you.
Last Optimist is saying he can't hear Randy very well from your end there, Keon. Can you give Randy a little more on the board, please? Let's see. Bruno Baller says, does this mean Ralph is going to be picking the Cardinals to beat the Cowboys?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what it means.
Well, easy. Let's
Why
find
wouldn't
out
I?
when we do our picks here in a second. Let's not just
I wear my picks.
rush to the oh brother.
Yeah,
You-
we know that.
Well, at least I'll finally make some ground in the picks contest this week, if that's the truth.
You'll never make ground on me.
Berg says, to be clear and should be noted, 10 out of the 12 teams in the Premier League are 1-1. Yes, that is true. Randy is the man.
I don't know
in
how that
Premier
happened,
League.
by the way. I
You're
have
the
no
only
idea.
undefeated team.
I don't know how
period.
that happened.
Because you're a Cardinal fan. That's why.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
This is awfully frightening.
This is really not.
Isn't it?
It's
This is
disconcerting.
extremely frightening.
Ain't
I
it?
don't like this at all.
Did you say aim?
Donnie says, save me in a seat in Premier League. My team is unstoppable until it gets stopped. I mean, he has a fairly decent lineup, but I'm not going to say that is, undentable. So, but, talk to us when you win something, man. And we got people already sending in questions for the fantasy football expert. We're going to have here a little bit Scott Engel from the Game Day, our fantasy sports writing Hall of Famer. That's right, Mr. The King, as Randy says. So
yes, Mr. the King.
We will get all your questions answered, but you can put your questions up now if you want, but you're probably better off if you wait till about 4:00.
Yes.
One way or the other. I'll do my best for you. Mr. Wilbur says Ralph is just picking and a grinning. I don't know what that means. Keon, you're from the South. What does that mean?
I don't think I've heard that one.
Picking and
Which
grinning?
South is that? I mean,
Oh, I thought that was like a Southern term. Is that okay?
It does sound like it should be, but no, I
He's
don't
just
think I've
picking
ever
and
heard.
a grinning. Is that like an Andy Griffiths thing? It just
No,
sounds like
that's,
something they'd say.
That's something from the great old television show Hee Haw back in the day. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a meaning here. I've looked it up.
All
The vigorous playing of folk or country music on a string
Yeah.
musical instrument, especially the guitar banjo, while smiling broadly.
yeah, not me.
Ralph, are you picking?
The only thing I pick is my nose. I don't pick a banjo or a.
Well, if you do that and you grin, I guess he's right.
I mean, it technically would still be true.
Hmm.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, chalk up another loss for Ralph. Go Cowboys. Just because we lost Trayvon Diggs for the season doesn't mean the Cowboys are not going to beat the Cabernals. What?
Cabernals.
Cabernals.
That's some Dallas fan spelling right there.
Yeah.
That's what's going on
That
there.
is that Texas education hard at work. Wow.
Hey man, I went to school in Texas. I know the struggle.
Those damn Cabernals.
So listen, we've got our picks that we're going to do in this hour. We're going to talk to Mr. the King of fantasy football in the next hour, a little half hour after that or whatever, before 4:30, when the broadcast starts for Thursday night football. And the Giants and 49ers. Now, there is some concern that they may have an air quality issue there because there's some wildfires in Oregon and Northern California. And I guess on Wednesday, they were having unhealthy ranges between 151 and 200, around 170 earlier on Wednesday. Oh. And we checked on it. And Keon says the air does look clear there, maybe not in the unhealthy range, but all the wind has to do is change direction. And that changes everything. So you're asking yourself, okay, how filthy does that air got to get? Are we talking like Queen Creek dirty? Are we talking Gilbert dirty? How dirty does the air got to get? Well, here's the numbers on that. The air quality number gets 200 or higher, they're shutting it down. They're going to just say, okay, we can't have human beings running around out here throwing the ball and people in the stands. They'll send everybody home and reschedule this thing. So you hope the wind stays the direction it's going, or else this game could get ugly.
You start getting that breeze from San Francisco and you get that ash fire and that urine. It's not going to be good.
Yeah, then the AIDS is in the air, man.
I mean,
the
ash,
AQI, I'm sorry.
Fire and urine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know what to say
Have
about
you
that.
been to Frisco lately?
Things
No,
burn
I-
differently there.
Yeah.
So the AQI is what we're watching. And like I said, Wednesday, about 170. Wind changed. I don't know what the current AQI is for San Francisco. but that
But
could
this is
be.
not San Francisco. This is Santa Clara.
Yeah,
Right?
you know, it's in the neighborhood, man.
Oh,
It's
is
in the
it like
neighborhood.
kind of Glendale to Phoenix? That's
Yeah,
sort
that
of thing?
sort of.
It's a little farther than that.
By the way, there is one serious problem for San Francisco. Ayuk is out. He's not going to play. Looks like, or at least that was the last thing we heard. You can't trust anybody anymore. The way everybody's, oh yeah, Amari Cooper's not going to play. Okay, I'll play somebody else. Psych, he's playing. You sons of bitches. So don't trust anything, but really be paying close attention. If you're going to try to start Brandon Ayuk in your fantasy football, you just right to the last moment, be ready to make a change because it looks like he's going to be out from what everybody's saying. Let me give you a quick. Go ahead, Ken.
By the way, the current AQI in Santa Clara, 92.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not good, but it's not like
Yeah, but
Seems a
shut
little
it down.
warm
It's
for this
still-
time of year in Santa Clara.
No, that's not that's not the temperature. That's the
What?
air quality.
The air quality index.
Yeah.
Ah, sorry about that.
Guy.
Yeah, oh, okay. Sorry. You guys made my my meteorological ears perk up when you started talking numbers and
No, this is
You know,
forest
weather and
fire stuff. So
okay. All
So
right,
let
I don't
me-
know anything about that.
let me give you a real quick run on the injury report just to kind of give you an idea what's going on. This is not a complete report, but these are some notable things happening. Oh, before I do that, congratulations to Dr. Duvernay Tardif. He has decided to announce his retirement. Laurent Duvernay Tardif has said, that'll do it. And it's weird because I remember, we were doing this show in Palm Springs and 2014 is when we showed up, and that's when he showed up. And I remember we talking about him when he got on the team. He's like, "Can I put doctor on my thing when I graduate? Because I'm a doctor, And they're like, "No." Why wouldn't you let him put a doctor on there? What would it hurt?
It's a no fun league. That's why.
So here he is at the 9 years of a great career, really, and he's hanging them up. And I guess, well, he's got something to fall back on, doesn't he? He's a doctor. Sometimes those educations you get through scholarships actually mean something. So, and he actually stopped playing during COVID because he wanted to be in hospitals trying to help as many people as he could. He didn't feel right playing when he could be using his skills to help save lives. So, hell of a man.
Good on him.
Yeah. You know, he's
Good
the
for
fourth
him. Yeah.
the fourth med school graduate ever to play in the NFL.
Those are not great statistics.
No. Well, no, because usually if you're a med school graduate, you're also not athletic enough to be in the NFL.
That's also a good point. Well, this guy, man card accreditation for sure, in every sense. So good career there for Laurent Duvernay Tardif. All right, so let's get to the injuries. Trayvon Diggs, if you heard, he got hurt in practice. He's got a torn ACL, and you will not see him again this season. So that Cowboys defense is a little less scary without him.
So it's
still plenty scary.
Pretty
Randy.
scary. Yeah.
Just-
Falling into my hands just the way we like it.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be so bad for you.
No.
Bryce Young. It turns out the two 21-year-old quarterbacks who played each other the other day, both going to be out this next week because Anthony Richardson's got his concussion. Bryce Young, I guess he hurt his ankle. He has not been practicing, and the word is he will not be playing. And you get to see the red rifle one more time. Andy Dalton's going to take the reins, and not just to run the ball. Tyreek Hill. Keep an eye on him. He was limited in practice with an ankle injury, so keep an eye on him. Let's see. Logan Thomas was not at practice. So you remember he took that brutal hit, illegal hit from Kareem Jackson. Thoughts on that, Keelan?
I mean, it stinks, but fortunately, they think that they've done a good job with getting the tight end position to where I don't think it's going to kill the team.
I was really hoping you were going to go crazy on him. I start screaming and frothing at the mouth.
Why would you think that?
You do it for we can't ever tell when you're going to do that. I thought that one might do it. You didn't even move the needle. All right, fine.
We already talked. We talked about it like Tuesday.
I know. Still, Joe Burrow. He was on the practice field today, but he's dealing with some soreness. I would still be a little bit wary of how he's going to play after we saw him try to play through where he said, "Oh no, I'm good," and he was flat-footed and not quite right. I don't think he's going to be quite right again.
You
They
know
should
what?
probably leave him out for a
they
few more
need
games.
to. Yeah.
It's a calf. Tape it up and get out there. Jeez.
That is not how calves.
Oh
work.
my
The calf
God.
becomes an Achilles if you're not careful, Randy.
They're connected. Your muscles are connected. It's a soft tissue
man.
injury.
We've seen it happen before.
I caught two halves of a doubleheader with a torn quad muscle. Give me a break.
Okay, that probably wasn't wise either. One and two. I
walk with a little limp. Who cares?
Well, Joe Burrow is still a
I
pretty
cry
young
into my
quarterback.
pillow at night.
They need him to be QB1 in Cincinnati for like 10 more years. Shut him down for a few games so he
Tape
can
it
be
up.
your dude for a decade. That is how that's going to work, man.
Rub some dirt on it. Get out
I
there.
mean, you can, but when you tear your Achilles and you can't play, that's just ridiculous.
Achilles, Machilles. Get out there.
Detroit Lion fans, Amon Ra, top Robin St. Brown is back in practice, and it looks like he'll be able to play for you this week. Travis Kelsey says, I'm not even thinking about my knee anymore. Yeah, I know. All you're thinking about is Taylor Swift right now. I'm telling you, Kelsey, that's a dangerous road you're on. You're going down a dangerous road. That's all I'm saying.
It's almost like a Kardashian curse.
You know who they're saying is hanging out with the Kardashian is Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, that's perfect for him.
I think it's more of a curse for them if you think
Well,
about
that
it.
could be. Yeah.
Hey, Bears. Hey, Bears fans. Oh my God. Or as the kids say, OMG. You're gonna just be thrilled. Your season might be saved because your Bears have re-signed Nathan Peterman.
After briefly releasing Nathan Peterman.
Hey, let's not talk about the past. Let's talk
The
about the
past was
bright
this- was like
future
this
of the
week.
Bears because they've got Nathan Peterson.
But they had
You
Nathan.
wish you had Nathan
They
Peterson.
already had Nathan Peterman. They just
Didn't-
released.
didn't-
They did some weird cap stuff, released him, and then re-signed him.
Wasn't he on the Seinfeld show? Wasn't he
Yeah,
like Elaine's
that's the guy.
boss on the Seinfeld
Same
show?
guy.
I don't
Absolutely
think.
same guy.
That it's the same guy.
Peterman,
It
right?
is the same guy.
No,
It's
yeah,
absolutely
no,
pretty
just
sure.
a
Peterman.
very different human
Yeah.
being.
You know, words mean something, and Sean Payton just tells you everything you need to know when you hear this headline. Sean Payton begins process of simplifying verbiage of play calls.
So he's calling Russell Wilson stupid.
He's an idiot.
Well, that and also Russell Wilson, for whatever reason, has decided he doesn't want to wear the wristband with the plays on.
Again?
Why? I don't know.
Oh,
But
brother.
yeah, so Sean Payton's like, I'm pretty sure that we've got about 2 more games of Russell Wilson and Sean Payton
Oh, boy.
before Sean just stops trying with him.
Yeah.
He might physically be out there playing, but I don't think Sean's going to give a damn after that.
You know how Sean Payton's lips completely disappear? And he's always like
Yeah.
kind of like this when he gets frustrated.
Pursed his lips up. Yeah.
And they're going to crack the high hell, man. We've got 3 plays now, Russell. 3. Why is this complicated?
Like, this is honestly, this is some of the stuff that even when they were winning with him in Seattle, they kind of complained about it. It's just like he plays football in his own way to such a high degree that you can't really scheme around him. He's out there making, playground plays, but sometimes you got to have a structured offense.
Hey, Russ, play number 1. Play number 1.
It's a good thing we only have 2 plays. That would have been hard for him to remember.
I've just never seen a guy actively work himself out of what seemed to be a surefire Hall of Fame career. By the time he's done, he might not even be a first ballot guy. He may not even be a Hall of Famer.
Should have went home after the Seattle Seahawks. Beer Nut says Trayvon Diggs out for the season. I know, I told you that. Lost Toby says, well, looks like I've lost. Sorry, man. That happens. He's got a bet that is not looking good. He's got his parlay has Brandon Ayuk in it. Yeah. Can you get out of it? Mr. Pringle says, isn't today throttling the thistle Thursday for Mel Tucker? We're not doing Mel Tucker jokes. Mr. Wilbur says, so let's stay on the Southern theme. Ralph just mentioned urine. Does that mean he's whizzing in the wind? He strikes me as somebody who would not check the wind. You're out camping. Next thing you know, you're standing next to him, getting ready. He's like, oh, God damn it, Ralph. What are you doing, man?
Should have been standing there.
You should have checked the wind.
No, you should have.
There's nothing more fun than an awkward pause when Keon's sitting there going, "Good God, please, we're late."
I'm just trying not to laugh while everybody's trying to do the silence.
All right. So listen, we're going to take a break. We come back. Let's get to it. Our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NFL Thursday Night Football tonight. The San Francisco 49ers hosting the New York Giants. San Francisco at 2-0, a 10.5-point home favorite. The Giants will be playing without Saquon Barkley. He's out with an ankle sprain. Giants plus 480 on the money line. The 49ers minus 650. The over-under is at 43.5. The Arizona Cardinals will be home on Sunday. They'll take on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, a 12.5-point road favorite, minus 670. While Arizona plus 490. The over-under in Glendale at 42.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. Oh my God, this is going running all the way back. It's the national rankings. It's college football. The shooters right down the field. Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And listen up, everybody. Here is the schedule tonight. Giants at 49ers right after the Daily Blender. On Sunday morning, we got Saints at Packers. And Sunday afternoon, we got Steelers at Raiders. Then on Monday Night Football, we have changed the game. We were going to take Rams and Bengals because, you know, in the preseason, before the season started, Rams and Bengals sounded like a better game than Eagles and Bucks, didn't it? It sounded like, by God, that's a better game. Well, the reality 2 weeks later has set in, and we realize it's not. So we're going to air Eagles at Bucks. The broadcast for that starts at 4 p.m. Here on 1580 The Fanatic. You know what? I might do a little jiggery pokery thing that I do, and we might just join that broadcast at 4:30. You know what I'm saying? We might skip the pregame. I'm going to talk to some people. I'm going to see if we can do that so that we can at least have an hour and a half of Blender. So don't give me that look. I know what you're thinking. We could just be gone and done after 1 hour on Monday. Why work the extra 30 minutes? Well, because we do a thing every Monday where we break down all the games that happened on Sunday. We can't do that in an hour. So I thought, well, let's just do that. He's looking at me like Sean Connery looks at Indiana Jones when they're sitting on the blimp. He's like, what do you want to talk about? And Indiana Jones is like, and then Sean Connery's eyes are all intense and scary looking. That's what Randy's doing right now. 888-368-1580. You guys ready to do your picks?
Yep.
Let's do this thing. All right. So tonight's Giants at the 49ers. with a possible air quality issue. I don't know if that plays into the game. I don't know if that matters. But, man, I'll tell you what does matter. Joe Burrow and the 49ers looking like one of the best teams in the NFL.
I think you mean Brock Purdy.
Excuse
What
me.
I say?
You said Joe Burrow.
No, they
Burrow.
traded him just moments ago. They traded Purdy for Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Because people in the 49ers have a foot specialist. They can fix them.
The people on the 49ers have a foot fetish. What'd you say?
Yes.
Sorry, what?
They have all the above. All right, fine. Sorry, I said the wrong name. Brock Purdy, I mean. Local boy made good. So, all right, and the Giants ain't been doing good. And, I mean, seems like we got the makings for a blowout. I mean, there's a couple of games on the schedule that kind of have that look. Do you see a blowout in the future here, Keon?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's just that the Giants offensively, they haven't played anywhere near functioning over 2 games. You know, they got going in the second half against the Cardinals, but I mean, you can't do that against the 49ers. If you do that against the 49ers, you're still losing by like 20. So the fact of the matter is, until I see something out of the Giants offense, I can't say that they're even going to really have a good, comfortable game. And, you know, Saquon's got his injury stuff going on. So the guy that actually carries the load offensively, he ain't even going to be there.
So, all right, Ralph, wait, are one of these your teams? I can't keep track of all your teams.
No, they're not.
All right. So who do you got on this one? Daniel Jones, part-time accountant, part-time quarterback, versus Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, the Giants weren't very nice to my Cardinals in the second half last week. So,
Oh, my God.
So that being said, I have to go with the 49ers because I feel that they're going to just blow out that mean Giant team. So I'm pulling for the Niners in a big win.
I don't know if I want Ralph to do any more picks, but go ahead, Randy. What do you think?
We're not talking about last week. San Francisco wins this one big. Air quality or not, they're going to beat the hell out of the Giants. Next.
Yeah, that's an easy pick. Everybody knows the 49ers are going to walk up and down these guys.
Ben Bredson out, Andrew Thomas out, Saquon Barkley out. I mean, their offense already sucked when those guys were healthy.
Right.
The game's already over. San Francisco's already scored 4 touchdowns. They haven't even got off the bus yet.
Oof. All right, let's do the one for Sunday morning on 1580 The Fanatic. The New Orleans Saints taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Saints with Derek Carr, 2-0. The Packers, also surprisingly, have a win. A lot of people are like, see, Jordan Love's the real deal. I think the jury is still kind of out on that. Or is it, Randy? What do you think? Jordan Love, can he hold it together and get these Packers a win at home?
You know, I had a hard time. Honestly, I've had a hard time picking this game, and I'm just going to go with Green Bay because they're at home. I think they have a better defense than New Orleans, and I think they'll get to Derek Carr. Yeah, that's all I have on this one.
Defense, they say, wins championships. I don't think it's a universal truth, but it certainly helps, and it's absolutely going to help get some running of the eyeliner from Derek Carr. I got Green Bay Packers winning this one. Ralph, what do you think?
Yeah, I think New Orleans is probably one of the worst 2-0 teams I've seen. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. Green Bay, like you said, the jury's out on Love. But at home, I'm going to go Green Bay. I think they're in a tight game.
Keon?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints, actually. Not because I necessarily believe in them. I agree. They're not a good 2-0 team at all. But their defense is legit. That is a good defense. And the fact with Jordan Love is this. He's a very boomer bust kind of guy. He makes big plays. I'll give him that credit. But he's a 55% passer right now behind an offensive line that's really, really good. So he's still making some really big mistakes. He's also making some really big throws. But the mistakes, I think, against a defense like this could come back and bite you. And I don't think that he's going to have a better game than Derek Carr, who I think could just keep that thing steady.
Fair enough. Sunday night football. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming over and having a nice game with the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders didn't look great last week. Pittsburgh Steelers. They didn't look all that great on Monday night. I'm sorry. Yeah, Monday Night Football, did they? No. Well, that's a quick turnaround for the Steelers. Will that make a difference, Ralph?
I mean, I think it will. And these are two bad teams. Sorry, I just think they both are bad. If I have to pick one of the one over the other, I'm going to take the Raiders only because they're at home. and because of the Monday night turnaround for the Steelers. Other than that, there's no reason to take them. I would say don't take this game at all. If you're a gambler, don't gamble on this game. It's a horrible game. Just take the Raiders.
I'm looking at this a little bit differently. I feel like they're both bad teams, so I got to find the difference. The home advantage for the Vegas Raiders, and what I'm seeing here, just one thing is going to move my needle in the direction of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's Mike Tomlin. That's it. That's all I got. Mike Tomlin is a coach, two bad teams playing each other. I feel like the Steelers will get the win. Maybe not the most scientific of thinking, but what do you say, Keon?
Yeah, I'm actually leaning towards the Raiders. It's Mike Tomlin's a really good coach, and these are two really bad teams. But the difference to me is Kenny Pickett stinks right now. And that's not an indictment on what I think he can be, but he was supposed to be the guy that didn't make mistakes. He didn't have a big time arm. He wasn't exactly the most mobile guy, but he didn't make mistakes. That was the thing that they drafted him for. Well, he makes a ton of mistakes. He's thrown 3 interceptions to 2 touchdowns so far. I just don't trust him in big spots, and against the Steelers defense we're against a Raiders defense that's playing all right. And a Jimmy Garoppolo team that's steady. I'll take the steady team and take the Raiders.
All right, Randy, Jimmy GQ or Mike Tomlin? Who do you put your trust in right now?
Well, I mean, in a game like this, you've got to look at both sides here. Head coach, Pittsburgh. Defense, Pittsburgh. Offense, Las Vegas. Do I think that Pittsburgh will shut down the Las Vegas defense? I think after last week, I'd have to say yes. So with that thinking, home field advantage, Las Vegas. But with that thinking, I got to go with Pittsburgh. I just feel like they will stop Las Vegas from scoring. Although I think Jimmy Garoppolo is way better quarterback than Kenny Too Small Hands Pickett. But still, like you said, the last game, defense wins championships. Pittsburgh's got a hell of a defense, so I'll go with the Steelers.
All right. Did we get everybody? Did everybody give their pick on this one? And Steelers win. Anyway, all right. So for Monday Night Football, like we said, there's 2 games. Let's go ahead and do the early game first. The early game is the Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is happening in Tampa Bay. And this is, the 2-0 Bowl. Both these teams are undefeated. One is not a surprise. The other is a huge surprise. The beginning thought that the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield would be undefeated, Randy?
Mm-hmm. I did not. And that's why one team had Tom Brady, lost Tom Brady, and then fell to the absolute floor last season. And another team went to the damn Super Bowl. Yeah, they lost in the Super Bowl, but which is the more superior team? All right, Tampa Bay's defense, very strong. But what are they going to do to beat Philadelphia? Philadelphia on both sides of the ball seem to be the more superior team. I'm taking Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia is solid. Tampa Bay is just sort of lucky, I guess. I don't think this Baker Mayfield thing can last very long. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles. I think they're just already the better team. But Ralph, do you give any sort of hope to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No, I don't believe in them at all. They got to show me a lot more before I start believing in them. I think Philly wins this game easy, personally.
Right. How easy, Keon?
I think it'll be a close game. Actually, I'm going to take Philly though.
You like how I assumed that you were going to take Philly?
I just they are. They've got the best ground game, it feels like, in the entire league, especially last week once they realized, oh, that's right. We made a move to get DeAndre Swift on this team. Maybe we should use DeAndre Swift. They gave him 1 carry week 1. Then last week, of course, he erupts. He gets 128 yards on the ground, and it looks like the DeAndre Swift that we know can play. I think that they're going to probably continue to do that. And if you have to play, to the run against the Eagles, and that play action opens up, and all of a sudden Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and Dallas Goedert in the pass game can kill you.
All right, let's go on to the other Monday Night Football. Randy, The Cincinnati Bengals are 0-2, and that's a surprise, but I guess not really when you think about the injury that Joe Burrow has right now and the fact that that O-line is just garbage. And the Rams are 1-1. I guess that's about right. I don't know. But what do you think? Do you think that Joe Burrow can man up and tape up that calf, like you said earlier, and get a win? Or do you think the Rams and Aaron Donald are just going to go down there and just make him cry like Macaulay Culkin, like a little boy?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think Los Angeles wins this game going away. I think what you said, Aaron Donald and the defense for the Rams have shown up this year. I think Matt Stafford feels better this year. And I think they have two wideouts that they didn't realize were, Cooper Kupp kind of guys. And I think they have started to utilize those. And meanwhile, Cincinnati's offensive line is just as porous as SpongeBob SquarePants. So I got to go with the Los Angeles Rams on this one, even though I think Joe Burrow, I think this guy's a gamer and he will do everything he can to be in the game on Monday night.
Well, as much as he's been a gamer in the past, you really haven't seen that much this year. Do you give Joe Burrow any sort of a chance, Keon?
No, he's been bad, and not because he's lost anything. It's because his leg, he can't move, and you can watch him try to navigate the pocket, which is his game. He can't plant off of that leg. He can't push off of that leg. He hasn't completed a pass this season, 15 yards or more. 15. That's intermediate to deep. That's been his entire game. Jamar Chase, his number one target, lives 15 yards or more. You absolutely cannot play the Los Angeles Rams with the defense that they have playing the way that it does and potentially wind up in a shootout with Matthew Stafford, because let's be honest, the Bengals defense hasn't stopped a whole lot either, and do that on one leg? No, Joe Burrow's not going to give him a whole lot.
Well, Ralph, the Rams are one of your many, many teams. That's why you're taking them, right?
Well, being the Arizona guy that I am, you know how I feel about LA teams. I don't like them.
No,
I feel like, I hear everything you guys are saying. I love the SpongeBob thing. That's great. They're putting that in the picks thing.
Thank you.
But I just, get a shot, make that thing feel better, and step it up and play a game. I just feel Cincinnati's going to win this game. I don't see them going 0-3, and I just can't stand teams from LA. So I'm taking Cincinnati.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell you're doing, Ralph, but
he's committed to the bit, though. That's
all right. We got to go quick on this one. It's the 0-2 bowl. You got the Chargers winless against the Vikings winless. Two horrible teams. Which one is less or more horrible than the other? Let's go quickly through this. Randy, Vikings or Chargers? Who wins?
Chargers.
Keon.
Vikings.
Ralph.
Yeah, Vikings. I'm not playing an LA team.
And I'm also taking the Vikings as well, only because they're at home. That's it. That's the only reason. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers.
I just think Brandon Staley that team does not look prepared on defense. They just don't.
All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do our games. We got the Colts, we got the Commandos, we got the Cardinals, and of course, we got the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Kevin Kukler here from Westwood One. Coming up on Thursday Night Football, Hall of Famer Tony Vaselli and I will be on hand for NFC action between the Giants and the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey and San Francisco hope to move to 3-0 in their home opener, while Daniel Jones and the 1-1 Giants look to build on a come-from-behind win last week. Join us for all the action on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed, when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Hey, in New York, right now I'm looking at all of the unders for Jets offensive numbers. Passing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards. I'm looking at all the unders in New York. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win, FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time. Like right now.
Or right now.
Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We're doing our NFL Harmon Solar fan pick'em picks, and I had a much better week this last week. So hopefully we can build on these successes and I can start to chip away at it. But I am in like place. Hey, at least Mike Holtz won a game. I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because it's just education
you're
time.
Taking for
Caleb
Williams.
It's education time for Anthony Richardson. The problem is every game he gets hurt, and so now we're not going to have him. I don't need education time for Gardner Minshew. So, and then we're playing the Ravens. How am I come on, I don't know. All right, I'll let you guys. Keon, you're level-headed. Go ahead. Tell me what I have to look forward to when it comes time for the Ravens versus the Colts.
Yeah, the Ravens look really, really good. The new offense for the Ravens, Lamar, we finally really got to actually see it. They had just a disastrous start in week 1 against Houston, but then they bounced back last week and they looked really good against the Bengals. Lamar Jackson has complete command of that passing offense, and it looked amazing. Zay Flowers is a human joystick of a wide receiver, and their defense is you don't remember? Okay, anyway, no,
I got a human joystick.
Yeah, that's not what anybody means. You guys don't remember? That's what I was thinking.
It's like the Atari one.
That's what Priest Holmes' nickname was.
I thought it was the human highlight reel, but
No, that's Dominique Wilkins. So
Okay.
anywho,
I was talking about my penis.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't though. So So anyway,
Sure.
I like. I'm definitely certain about that. So yeah, the Ravens, both sides of the ball, they're dominant. And I think if Anthony Richardson plays, it's still going to be tough sledding for the Colts. But without him, could be worse.
All right. Well, my defense is kind of okay.
It is a good defense. It's a real good
Kinda,
defense.
but not.
It's not
beat
like
the
it's
Ravens
not
good.
elite, but it's
Yeah.
good defense.
Go ahead, Ralph. Have at
Well,
it.
I think if Minshew plays, it becomes interesting for me because I like how he looks in that offense. They
Yeah.
just time possession, they just dink and dunk down the field. That could be interesting. I think if Minshew plays, I might actually lean toward the Colts a little bit. Without him playing, I definitely think you have to take the Ravens. So you may think I'm crazy, but I just think they look so much different with Minshew when he's out there. They look more confident. I like how they just control the clock. We'll see. But right now, I'll take Ravens and we'll see what happens.
What do you say, Randy White?
Well, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, I got to take Baltimore. Baltimore at home. Lamar Jackson, like Keon said, seemed to really open up last weekend, and it looked like he was starting to feel more comfortable. That Baltimore defense it looks like a stifling. I do. I'm a big Gardner Minshew fan. I am a huge guy. I'm probably his number one fan. Probably his number one fan. But yeah, I got to take the Ravens on this one. I'm sorry.
It'll be interesting, but I'm not holding out hope for a win. I got the Ravens winning this one as well. The Buffalo Bills going to Washington to play the Commandos. And you know what? I know the Commandos are 2-0, but I don't think you can keep Josh Allen down forever. I don't think you can hold back this Buffalo Bills. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills. What do you say, Randy?
Well, this might surprise you, but I think Washington has been a team that you need to deal with. They're at home, and they have a kind of a renewed energy in the FedEx Field there, and I don't know. Josh Allen just has not impressed me. Even though last week he played pretty well, he still was kind of gunslinging that thing around like Brett Favre. I don't know. I kind of feel Washington in this one, and that's just me. I kind of feel like Washington wins.
Ralph?
I mean, I like Washington's defense. I think they got a little worked last week. I mean, they gave up how many points? They got 30 points against them last week, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, granted, one was a Hail Mary that had no business being caught.
True,
Yeah.
true. But I mean, I think I'm a big Josh Allen guy. I like the fact that he's a gunslinger. I think that's what makes him special. It also aggravates the heck out of his fans at times, but it makes him feel great at times. I just think Buffalo found their groove a little bit last week. They played a lot better, and I think they're going to play even better this week. They're a good team. I still think they're a Super Bowl team, and I'm going to take them over Washington.
All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and jump over to the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Dallas
Oh,
Cowboys.
so I just don't get to pick my own.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you had. Hurry. We're kind of in a rush for time here.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Buffalo's real damn good. They played Josh Jacobs last week, held him to -2 yards.
Yeah.
Washington kind of needs the ground game to get going. So I'm going to have to go with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and his big playability.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was trying to save you the pain of doing that, but all right.
Well, I don't mind doing it.
So we're not doing the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons until later, not because they're better. It's just that I don't mind if we run out of time for that. So let's talk about the Cardinals at home, winless against the undefeated Dallas Cowboys. Ralph, go ahead
Look,
and give us your weird Stockholm syndrome.
I just wish my favorite quarterback was in there, Kyler Murray, but he's not going to be there.
People on the text line think you're high right now.
I just,
I think he's high right now.
I just, I got Zach Ertz is going to be in there, and they looked better last week on offense in that first half. They just didn't show up in the second half. Dallas just sucks. I'm not a Dallas fan. They're a bunch of idiots. Their fans are a bunch of idiots. So I'm with the Red Sea this week. I think they're going to win this game, and it's going to be ugly for Dallas. So I'm going Cardinals.
Okay, let's go to reasonable Keon Rose.
Yeah, look, I'll give you two words. Dan Quinn. That defense is playing fast. They're flying around. Micah Parsons, of course, looks like a monster. It was already unfair before. You couldn't block Micah Parsons all alone, and now they're running stunts. and twists and finding new ways to get Micah Parsons to be even more unblockable. It's no disrespect to the Cardinals, who have been a very scrappy team so far through 2 games, but this Cowboys team is insane, and they're going to win.
Even with injuries, the Dallas Cowboys are going to steamroll right through State Farm Stadium. So, yeah, of course, I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. Randy, who are you taking in this contest?
Now is not the time for the faint of heart. Now is not the time to give up hope. Last week, the Cardinals were in the game all the way to the 4th quarter. The Cardinals had a chance to steal one from the G-men from the New York City. This week, the task is to take on the Blue Stars from the city of Dallas. They come in here with their Dallas swagger, sporting their tough defense. This is the opportunity to shut all the talking heads on TV up. This is the time for the Big Red Sea to make a statement in the NFL. We are not tanking. We are going for broke. I tell you that the Big Red Sea will dominate the Blue Stars and make them eat crow. There is an old saying that pride comes before a fall. And that fall is happening here in Glendale this weekend, as the Cardinals will dominate the Blue Stars by beating them soundly. Final score, Cardinals 45. The Blue Stars 3. And Dak will throw 5 interceptions. This will forever be known as the decimation of Dallas at the Silver Nest.
Wow.
Let's go.
Okay.
That was awesome.
All right, what are you doing? Bruno Waller thinks you're patronizing Randy.
Absolutely
Pinocchio thinks you're high as hell, thinks we should get you to commit to doubling the prize money right now since you're so high. Chief Skull says, Ralph, not liking LA teams? Is he on the medication? What he's very pumped, though, by Randy's thing there.
That was awesome. Sure. Yeah, it was good.
So what gives there, Ralph?
He's finally heard common sense.
I'm supporting my friend.
Mm-hmm. Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give them the win this weekend. I'm actually picking them to beat the Carolina Panthers because Carolina Panthers have no quarterback and no coach. So that's pretty easy.
Wow.
Randy, who do you have in the chickens, the sea chickens there?
Carolina goes 0-3.
Yep. Keon?
Yeah, same. And Gino, bad week 1, bounce back week 2. And every time we did this last year, it was like, oh, Gino had a bad game. He's coming back down to earth. And then he just kind of didn't. It feels like it's that all over again.
All right, Ralph, are you picking your horrible team?
I mean, I don't know much about the Seahawks, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick them because of what they did to the Kitties last week. I think they're just a better team. So I'm taking them. I'm not sure who they are or what they're about, but I'm going to take them.
Eventually, you're going to explain this, right?
I already did.
All right. Okay. Listen, everybody, this hour is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbooks and Casino. BetUS is celebrating 30 years by offering the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. You can get started today at BetUS.com. Any other games of worthy mention right now? I feel like you kind of like with the Premier League. Somebody mentioned this. They said that almost every team in the Premier League is 1-1, and that seems like almost every team in the NFL is 1-1. There's a few teams that are 2-0. There's probably more than a few teams that are 0-2. But doesn't feel like there's any real big front runners coming out, like a bold bank of great games. San Francisco looks like a solid team. Dallas might be a solid team, but they always tend to flip that script later on. The Eagles, I think, are solid with their 2-0.
What do you guys think about Atlanta, Detroit?
I think very little of it.
I was looking forward to that game.
Atlanta's 2-0.
Really? Yeah, I think it's a good game.
1-1.
It's gonna be a good game
because of the way that they play football. Atlanta's the way they run the ball, nobody in the league plays like them. Bijan is tons of fun to watch.
No, that's true.
Even his most mundane, Bijan ran and picked up 8 yards. It's the most exciting 8 yards you've ever seen.
But I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit too because I just think that
after all that,
because it's I'm talking about how they play, how exciting that is. Even if they don't win, it's still fun to watch. And then Detroit, the way that they play is so aggressive. They launch the ball downfield. It's just fun.
Tron Slater says, I love you, Randy. During your card speech, I couldn't help imagining a schizophrenic homeless man ranting to himself at a park restroom.
Yeah.
Card's been tanking since 1920.
That's where I recorded.
Except for the season where
today.
they went to a Super Bowl. I guess that just counts as a season.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, is this Ralph's way of putting a spooky curse on the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks?
Maybe.
No, not at all. We're not putting that Seahawk fan on next, are we? The King? We shouldn't use him.
Mr. The King?
Weird.
Yeah, the Seahawk guy.
He's not even going to understand what's going on today. He's not going to have a clue. This is going to get weird.
Look, this only lasts an hour.
It's going to get very weird.
Oh, okay. So this is done
There's
after
an expiration. There's an expiration.
Oh, thank God. I don't know what this was about, but it made all of us uncomfortable. All right, guys. Coming up next, the Fantasy Football Kings can answer your fantasy football questions. Just a daily blender.
It's raining in Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement. Don't leave your money sitting in cash. It's time you diversified and protected your future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and get your free digital dollar survival kit and learn how you could get up to $1,000 in free silver today. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 to get your free digital dollar survival kit. And you may qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Advantage Gold is the #1 rated gold and silver company in America. Your future is precious. Protect it today when you call Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
That's 800-900-8000.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
The Maroon Monsoon rolls into Mountain America Stadium when Sun Devil football opens Pac-12 play in a highly anticipated matchup against conference foe USC Saturday, September 23rd for Hispanic Heritage Night. In addition to a top-tier matchup on the field, halftime will feature the first drone show in Mountain America Stadium history. Grab your friends and get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear maroon.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is back to normal, thank God. Or maybe not, I don't know. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So right before we came on air, all our phone lines died. Like the phones aren't working at all. Sometimes that happens and that's easily fixed, but there's no way we'll fix it in time to have Scott Engel on. So right now, Keon is trying to get him on a Zoom call through our production computer so then we can talk to him like we're on the phone. So how's that going there, Keon? Are we making any progress with that?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. So until then, I'm not going to try to answer your fantasy football questions. I'm going to leave that for Scott Engel, who's the Fantasy Sports Writing Association Hall of Famer and a writer for The Game Day. Have you had a chance to get over to thegameday.com yet? Well, you should. All sorts of great information for fantasy football, and a lot of that provided by Scott. And then, of course, lots of great betting information, too. It's a really cool site. I'm not just saying that because he might hear me say it. I'm saying that because it's true. Get some information, get some advantage by going to thegameday.com. And of course, check out Mr. The King when he posts up his blogs and stories and stuff right there. So 888-368-1580. The text line works, even though our phones don't. But the moist one says, Ralph, that was not what Pippi meant when she said we should start seeing other people. What was
That's
with
really
the
funny.
whole Cardinals thing you were doing there?
I was supporting my friend last hour, but that time is now up.
That was it. So legitimately,
So I get exactly an hour out of your life, and
Yes.
that's it.
That's all.
It's all you're worth.
I thought it was pretty good for you.
King
Well,
of
I
Kittens.
appreciate that. I really do.
King of Kittens is not. He's like, hey, I'm the king. No, you're the king of kittens. We're trying to get the king of fantasy football on the air. So he might be downloading Zoom as we speak. So we'll give him a couple minutes to get that sorted out. Mr. Pringle says, when is Mr. the King on? As soon as Mr. the King can get in there and talk to us over the Zoom thing. So yeah, you go ahead and keep sending in your questions. You can keep sending them in. It'll load them up, get in line, get it all sorted out. I've got plenty. I got all sorts of questions, and I feel like Randy, I think whoever is in first place shouldn't be allowed to ask fantasy football questions.
Well, he won't be in first place though.
Well, I mean that's fine. That's fine if that's the way you want to play it. That's fine.
No, I won't do that to you. I mean,
no, it's okay.
No.
It's really okay. Yeah.
No. I'll be fine.
I mean,
I'm
Randy,
bitter
are you-
because I'm down towards the bottom with Ralph.
Are you playing Brock Purdy this week?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I see you have
Thinking
him on
about
there.
it.
That's a
Yeah.
tough one.
Yeah, my wife in another league, she's sitting there thinking about that, either that or your quarterback, Ralph.
Gino?
No, the one you threatened to take all your toys and go home over.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
I mean, again, but he's going up against that Washington defense. So, I mean, I think I would take Purdy tonight over the Giant defense.
That's what I told her, but I told she's like, "That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute, honey. I want to talk to Mr. the King."
See, I've got Lamar Jackson who's going against Indy, but I think your secondary is better than the Giants secondary. So, kind of thinking Brock Purdy tonight.
I think that makes sense.
Of course you do.
So Keon, what's the status there? Is he downloading some stuff? Or are we getting closer? Because I don't want to talk to Randy and Ralph. I'd want to talk to him.
Why not?
Because you don't know anything. Look at you. You're in last place. I don't know much more, to be honest.
Damn.
Dang it, man. I can't talk right now. You're right.
Yeah. Let's see. 888-368-1580. Bruno Baller says, so Mr. the King is going to be with us 2 more weeks, this week and next week, right? Then Rosalie Michaels comes back and takes over the fantasy questions. I think so. I don't know. I probably should check in with her because she's in Italy. She may not want to come back. I don't know. Well, yeah. I thank you for reminding me. I should probably ask. All right, so we're still waiting on him to get hooked up. Keon, you can just talk to us, just plainly. What's going on? And it's not on you. Nobody's upset with you, so don't get stressed. But
I think I got him. I was just trying to.
Oh,
I couldn't.
You got to put him up through the A mixer line. That's where he can.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
That's where he'll come out.
Yeah, he's connecting right now, so I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell him how sorry we are. Is that
Mr.
him?
The King is on Zoom?
Yeah, but not on our camera Zoom. He's
oh
on a
my
different
God.
Zoom.
I feel like it should have some sort of fanfare or something.
I'll just be happy to get him on.
I
Now, if
think
had
we
some sort
might.
Some
All
sort
right.
of bumper fanfare.
The questions are piling up on the text line, waiting for Scott Engel, the Fantasy Sports Writing Association Hall of Famer and writer for the Game Day, over there at thegameday.com. You can find him on the Twitters at Scott E. the King. So he can he hear us now, or is he still doing a thing?
I can hear you guys.
There you go.
Yes.
Let's.
Oh my God, there he is.
Hey,
Get that volume up just a little bit, and I think this is this might even sound better than your regular phone, Mr. the King.
I guess I need a new Royal phone.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, listen, a lot of people with a lot of questions. This is week 3 starting tonight. Do you feel like you've got a better handle on what the hell is going on with football and fantasy football, or is there still a lot of chaos?
I think there's more chaos in terms of running back injuries than we usually have after 2 weeks of the season. But every season is different and it's unpredictable. That's why I tell people when they draft, it's just the beginning. Like people draft to say, this guy's got a really good scheduling for the fantasy playoffs in week 17, 16, and 17. I'm like, so much is going to change between draft day and week 4, week 5, etc. So that's the thing that makes fantasy football so compelling, because things are always changing. It's you could ask me this in week 3 of any year.
So when do you feel like, all right, now I've got it. Now I exactly know what I'm doing. What week does it come together for you, like where you're like, okay, this is solid?
There's never a week where you feel like everything's coming together, but by week 5 or so, you have a better idea on what trends are changing, who's been a bust, who might be breaking through. But yeah, it's really like new storylines every week throughout the season.
Well, there's a lot of injuries in the storylines this week. So, I'm sure that, your thoughts on some of the defenses will change. Like, look at the Dallas defense. They just lost a pretty key piece. Does that change how you would think about the Dallas defense? Does that change? Well, it's definitely not going to change your thoughts on what the Cardinals are going to do. But, how does that change the way that plays for you going forward?
Well, I was looking at Dallas as an every week defense. I said last week that Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator for those 2 Seahawks Super Bowl teams. And, the first 2 weeks, I don't care who they played, that defense looked Legion of Boom like.
Yeah.
More than any other defense that I've seen since the Legion of Boom. And, now they lose Trevon Diggs, who, all right, he gets toasted from time to time, but he's such a playmaker back there. It's going to be hard to replace that element. And you have to wonder now, does Dallas generate as many turnovers as they do? It might be a small downturn in that.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you my fantasy football question now, because I feel like, I need the most help. So I have been working the waiver wire like crazy, just trying to keep a running back running, because I've got Jonathan Taylor and Jeff Wilson sitting there on reserve. And I did get Zach Moss, and that helped me out last week. But this week, if you had to choose, would you have Zach Moss, Jaylen Warren? That's all I've got. Actually, I have a very sad lineup. But so, which one of those guys did you use? Zach Moss or Jaylen Warren?
I like Warren against the Raiders, because the Raiders have allowed the second most fantasy points per game for running backs. Moss has a tougher matchup, but you don't know what Warren's workload is going to be like with Najee Harris still the lead running back there. It's a tough matchup for Moss this week, but he guaranteed more volume. He's the pure lead back. So until further notice, I have to go Moss over Warren pretty much every week.
All right. So now my wide receiver situation with injuries, not much better, but I worked the waiver wire. I got Tutu Atwell. So between and now there's injuries with Jerry Jeudy. There's injuries with Brandon Cooks. I've got Tutu. I've got Brandon. I got Jerry Jeudy. What would you do if you were sitting there with these three wide receivers? Who would you play?
Contacts with injuries is important because, it doesn't look like any of those guys are trending in a direction to miss a game. Brandon Cooks is coming back from an injury, but, the way Atwell is playing with Brandon Cooks out, I think you could, with Cooper Kupp out, you could use him this week and next week, but then if Kupp comes back in week 5, that'll be it.
I got Jamar Chase starting, but now I'm starting to think maybe that's a bad idea. Should I throw in Amari Cooper instead, or do I need to move my guys around, or just trust in Jamar Chase and trust in Amari Cooper?
Is there a way you can get both in the lineup?
Yes, I got one in the flex and one in this that's starting.
I would just leave that then.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to ask. I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to be greedy. So how about you, Randy? Do you need any help with your first place team that's undefeated? Jackass.
It's a pleasure to talk to you again, Mr. The King, and I'm really glad that you made it today.
Sure. I'm always ready for you, Mr. The Randy.
Sir, I have a quarterback problem. I've got Brock Purdy or Lamar Jackson. I'm thinking about playing Purdy against that Giants defense, but Lamar looked good last week. What's your recommendation there?
Yeah, you don't have to call me sir. I think we've done this 3 weeks already. I think we're comfortable with each other.
All right, Mr. The King. Go ahead.
Mr. The King is fine. I'll call you Mr. The Randy. I'm not benching Lamar Jackson for Brock Purdy in fantasy ever.
All right. I have one more question. AJ Dillon this week against New Orleans, or should I put Najee Harris in against Las Vegas?
Yeah, Aaron Jones is coming back, so he wouldn't use Dillon. The Raiders have allowed the second most rushing yards. Second most fantasy points per game to running backs. I would go with Harris and look for a decent day. Dillon wasn't too impressive in place of Jones last week either.
No, he wasn't. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. We're going to go ahead and let your fellow Seahawk fan, Ralph, ask his.
My man.
Your man is at the very zero bottom of the Premier League.
That's not my fault.
That's okay. All he cares about was Tyler Lockett with the game-winning touchdown.
That's right.
in overtime.
That's right. I love that game. And I could talk about that for the next hour. But anyway.
He needs a lot of help, but we have limited time.
I don't need a lot of help. I guess really the only question I have, and I think I already know the answer, is I have Gerald Everett at tight end right now. And my other option would be Zach Ertz.
I don't care going against the Cowboys. Gerald Everett there are some tight ends who are so overrated, and I just don't understand why they get all the attention they do. Somebody tried to offer me Gerald Everett several times in a trade. I'm going to block the guy. Gerald Everett is not even rosterable. I threw out to one of my dynasty leagues. I'm looking for tight end help. This guy offers me Gerald Everett and a bunch of draft picks. Every time he sends me an offer, Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett's not rosterable. I'd rather have Durham Smythe than Gerald Everett.
So, hey, Ralph, looks like we can see why you're now in last place.
Well, that's my weakest part of my team is tight end.
You got to get rid of him.
So should I just start Zach Ertz then? He's probably going to be the dink and dunk guy.
Yeah. Dallas is tough. He'll have 6 catches for 20 yards, but that'll be better than 1 for 5.
Gotcha.
All right, Keon Rose, go ahead. Do your best.
All right. So my biggest issue right now is my wide receiver 2. Should I play Jacoby Myers, Jahan Dotson, or Marvin Mims?
I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers. That's a really good matchup for the Raiders. Last year with the Patriots, Jacoby Myers, 9 catches, for 95 yards, and I think he's in a better situation now offensively with the Raiders. And he's cleared the concussion protocol. He's coming back.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's
Sure.
go to the text line and start getting some fans some answers here. 888-368-1580. Talking to Scott Engel, Fantasy Sports Writing Association Hall of Famer and writer for thegameday.com. I gave thegameday.com a very nice plug earlier on, just so you know, Mr. The King. Screaming Eagle.
Thank you.
Screaming Eagle has a defense question. He says, which defense is a better matchup? Tampa Bay versus the Eagles or Baltimore versus the Colts?
Baltimore. That sounds
That
strange
hurts.
if some people have been watching football for so many
Right.
decades. Baltimore versus the Colts. Yeah, they certainly have the better matchup. And you can check out all our updated rankings from Frank Emirante, top fantasy expert, over at thegameday.com too.
I mean, I know that this is just the education year for Anthony Richardson, but it does still hurt to hear that.
Well, he might not play this week. So
No, I don't expect he will.
It might be Uncle Rico.
Yep, Uncle Rico is fun, but that doesn't get me my quarterback all the education he needs.
No, I mean, not Gardner Minshew. That's what they call him.
Yeah. I don't mind Uncle Rico, but that's not what we're here for. Swave Dave says in PPR, Madison versus Brian Robinson.
I'm going to go Robinson.
Okay.
Madison might get in the end zone, but Robinson's looked really, really good.
He also says Waddle versus Jay Reynolds.
Waddle might not play this week, and I'm going to throw you guys a nugget out there.
Okay.
If you are struggling for a streamer in a deep league and Waddle does not play, Tua Tagovailoa likes throwing to River Craycraft. I picked up River Craycraft in about 8 leagues today.
Oh, this is crap because I can't go over and get him right now because I'm doing this. Now other people in our leagues are going to run and get him. God dang it. Hey, you got to give me those secret streamers before the show starts, man.
Oh, wow.
I'll give you my direct email. I'll put you on my mailing list.
I appreciate that.
Don't help him.
Also,
Yeah.
Swave Dave says Godert or Laporta.
I really like Sam Laporta. Do you realize Sam Laporta is the only rookie tight end in NFL history to have 5+ catches in each of his first 2 NFL games? I love him this week, but I bounced back week for Goddard in a good matchup. I got to go with the proven guy.
Mystery Girl says running back Jay Connor or wide receiver Gabe Davis in the flex.
I hate James Conner this week, but I can't trust Gabe Davis. Once every 4 weeks, he'll have a 50-yard touchdown reception. But you got to go with Connor for the volume. I don't like either one, but I'll go with Connor.
She also wants to know if she should play A.J. Brown or Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I can't bench A.J. Brown. As much as I do like Zay Flowers, and I think he could have a blow-up week this week, I got to keep the faith in A.J. Brown.
She has another Purdy question. Brock Purdy or Josh Allen?
I would never bench Josh Allen for Brock Purdy.
And then
You
finally,
guys really like Brock Purdy on this show. Like
he's a local kid, and he's been doing
I
pretty
know,
good.
but you can't let that affect your fantasy analysis. Josh
have
Allen
you
is a
for that.
consistent top three fantasy quarterback. Brock Purdy's not even top 12.
Tight end Waller or I already know how you feel about this guy, Hurst.
You can answer that for me.
He's going to say go with Waller.
Yeah, just
go with
just do
Waller.
Waller.
Another overrated tight end that doesn't belong on rosters. Hayden Hurst, Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett. This position is a disaster. That's why I always draft a tight end early this year. Hawkinson, I know Kelsey and Andrews got hurt, but I don't want to be dealing with Gerald Everett, Hayden Hurst, the starters.
Hefty Lefty says Kansas City or Jacksonville for defense.
Jacksonville's actually not that good of a fantasy defense, and I love the matchup for Kansas City this week.
Let's see. Chief Skull says Daniel Jones or that Cleveland quarterback that I would never draft, but Auto Draft did it for me.
That sounds weird. Chief Skull, like he's rooting for 2 favorite teams here. I'll go with Daniel Jones. I know Watson has a good matchup, but he's looked bad so far.
Fecal Mist says Olave or Nakua.
That's actually a tough one. Nakua has a better matchup, but we've entered territory with Chris Olave where he's matchup proof.
Oh, did we lose him?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. There you are. You kind of trailed off there. Can you say that again?
I said as much as I like Nakua, it is a good matchup. We've entered territory with Chris Olave where he's matchup proof and you can't sit him.
Gotcha. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we got to go rapid fire. We've lost time, but we're going to get it back. We've got Scott Engel, Fantasy Sports Writing Association Hall of Famer and writer for the Game Day, answering your questions. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Scott Grant from Westwood One inviting you to join us for Thursday Night Football. The San Francisco 49ers are off to a 2-0 start. Now comes their home opener against the New York Giants, who came back from a 21-point deficit on Sunday to beat the Cardinals. Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli will have the call on air and on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Hey, in New York, right now I'm looking at all of the unders for Jets offensive numbers. Passing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards. I'm looking at all the unders in New York. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win, FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we've got the king of fantasy football answering your fantasy football questions. 888-368-1580. Let's get right back to it. Swazman says he picked up Stafford. He says, I also got Joe Burrow, quarterback on Monday night.
Yeah, we're not sure that Burrow is going to play, so you might have to roll with Stafford, who's actually looked very sharp so far.
Yeah, he's the better version of Stafford from last year. Donnie says James Conner or Algier. He says I got no other options ever since David Montgomery went down.
Yeah, I do like Algier, but I'm not a big Conner fan, as you know, fantasy wise. Not talking about him as an NFL player. I have much respect for everything he's accomplished, but Connor's going to get more volume. I'll take the shot with him.
Eye Candy wants to know if he should keep the Green Bay Packers running back Aaron Jones, even though he's questionable. He wants to know if you should keep him in, or should he substitute Swift with? Yeah, I'm having a hard time reading this, but I think he's saying either Jones or Swift.
Yeah, we'll know closer to game day more about this. Jones is trending in the direction of returning, so I would definitely use him. If Kenneth Gainwell comes back and is able to play this week, that cuts into Swift's appeal. So I'm going to lean right now towards Jones, but every Sunday on our Caps Off podcast YouTube, I answer fantasy questions in the live chat with the Caps Off crew in our fantasy segment. You can check back in with me during game day.
He also says, well, okay, in that case, substitute Swift with Al Geyer, running back for Atlanta.
No, I wouldn't do that. No.
Okay. Jagdog says Ertz or Freiermuth.
Freiermuth every time.
Kendra Miller or Brian Robinson.
I like Miller this week, but Robinson is a proven lead runner so far this year. I'll lean towards him.
Whistling Gerbil says Zay Flowers or Chris Godwin.
I'm going to lean Flowers. It's a really good matchup. And you guys know Lamar Jackson has had trouble finding reliable wide receivers. Zay Flowers already looks like the best wide receiver he's ever played with, and I like the matchup.
Mr. Pink Eye wants to know Everett or Tyler Higbee. I think you answered that earlier, didn't you?
Two of them. I go Higbee for 6 points instead of 3 from Everett, but I would also look on your free agent list.
Hamilton Porter says, do you pick and or play Kareem Hunt?
Not yet. And Jerome Ford's going to be the feature back there. If it's his first game back, I definitely wouldn't play him. I'd add him. Yeah, it depends on who you cut, but I expect him to play a complimentary role to Ford.
Hamilton Porter says Freiermuth or Hawkinson.
Much as I like Freiermuth, Hawkinson is an every week start to me, top 3 fantasy tight end. I would trade Freiermuth because there's probably people out there that have Hayden Hurst or Tyler Higbee or Gerald Everett. And they need help.
Fish Tank says Browns or Eagles defense.
I got to roll with the Eagles. They've scored over 10 fantasy points in most of the first 2 games.
Fecal Mist is back. He says, I need 2. Kyron Williams, Javonte Williams, Brian Robinson, or Ramondre Stevenson.
I'd go Kyron Williams. Matchup is really good this week. And Ramondre Stevenson is pretty much a must start to me.
We're always going to let a lady cut back in line. Mystery Girl wants to know,
Sure.
DeAndre Hopkins or Gabe Davis?
I can't use Gabe Davis when look, DeAndre Hopkins isn't the superstar that he used to be, but he's still very consistent, and consistency is the difference between him and Davis in any week.
Donnie, he has another question. He says, Nico Collins or Christian Kirk as a flex PPR?
Yeah, Collins is trending towards being a must start. CJ Stroud, 384 yards last week. His 58 completions are the second most ever by a rookie in his first 2 NFL games, and he's going to continue to air it out. Collins is looking like a must-start fantasy wide receiver 3 every week.
Choro wants to know if Aaron Jones is indeed playing. Now, you mentioned that earlier. That's still a question mark, right?
Yeah, I can't tell you for sure what, Aaron Jones and the Packers don't know for sure yet. People often ask me, is he going to play? The team doesn't know that, but he's trending in the right direction.
Big George says, Mr. The King, would you start Matt Breida, Jerry Jeudy, or Pierre Strong Jr. in the flex?
Yeah, I wouldn't start Pierre Strong for sure. I'll take the shot on Jeudy. He has 5+ catches in 5 of his last 6 games, so you should play. So you should get a decent floor from him.
And then George has another variation on the theme, says, how about starting Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, or Zay Jones in wide receiver?
Waddle and Jones might not play this week. So, again, check us out at thegameday.com for the Caps Off podcast on Sunday morning for our fantasy segment. And we can answer the questions on game day. We'll have a better picture then.
What's the current situation on Jerry Jeudy? Is that somebody you would actually start, or is that somebody who makes you a little nervous?
I'm okay with starting him. Of course, if Jalen Waddle plays, he's a must start. We don't have any questions, but he's still in a concussion protocol and he has to practice.
All right, we need one last one. Mike Williams, DK Metcalf, or Adam Thielen?
Yeah, you don't bench DK Metcalf.
That's right. Yeah, you knew he was going to say that. He's
Right,
a
Ralph?
Seahawks fan.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he's hurt.
Yeah. No,
Scott's
he's
hurt?
going to play.
Oh, I thought he
That's
said
the
that.
thing. That's the thing. He's got ribs injuries, but injuries have context. Always behind him, people are like, oh, is he hurt? Is he not going to play because he's listed as questionable? You got to look for the context behind it. If a guy plays through an injury, but
we gotta
my rule
go.
is always
We got to go. We'll
Okay.
see you next week. And Thursday
All
Night
right.
Football's up next. Bye.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet, weekdays noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The following